Well, hello and welcome. Cheryl, I am so happy that you are here and that we get to interview you so that people can get to know you. In this community, it's all about members and really honing in on the other members and what they do and how you can interact. The communication part of referral business builders is the most important, I believe, because as a community, we want to be able to support each other. So this morning was a classic example. You were asking me some questions about how you could connect with other members that might be able to help you with your business. And when I say business, I do mean your career, whatever your project, whatever you're working on. So let's start off with my intuition tells me that you started your career because of a reason. Do you want to include us in that reason?
Well, yes, it came about as I was having a healing journey. To be a little bit vulnerable with you, even though I'm now a clinical hypnotist, a coach, and a counselor. My early childhood was filled with domestic abuse, and the majority of it was with the children, with me and my siblings. And um, back in the 80s, when I was in my 20s, they really didn't understand PTSD as they did at that time. I became an alcoholic, and I'm now 41 years sober. And every step of the way, part of my spiritual journey was asking for help, because I hated myself back then. I weighed as high as 450 pounds and I was miserable. And I thought God, didn't like me, didn't love me, didn't want me, that I was totally defective. And the journey took me into healing. And from that healing came empathy and a realization that so many people carry hidden wounds. And those wounds come back from childhood. The adverse childhood experiences that the quiz that they give now came out of a study with Kaiser Permanente. And there's 10 questions they ask. And what they have found statistically over decades worth of research is that if a person had four or more adverse childhood experiences, and by that, it's not four or more incidences, but it's four or more types of challenges, they are statistically going to have health and or mental health or both in midlife as problems. So they need to have early interventions. They've also found that if you've got five or more, that you have a 3% chance of living to 65. My brother had passed at 53. Now, unfortunately, I don't have access to all of that information. That was given to me in a seminar um, some years back. Um, but as I healed, I wanted to help others. And I first started with curiosity with hypnosis. And I learned past life regression and in between life regression. Then I became a counselor. And then I took the additional classes to have the hypnosis certified for use with counseling. What I have found is that many of my clients who have complex PTSD also have addictions, alcohol, drugs, and even sex addiction. And when we go to the root of the issues, it's that early childhood issues. And so um, we continue to work on releasing that. And what a lot of people don't recognize is that talk therapy is like putting a mouse on a wheel. You keep moving, but nothing's really moving in terms of the healing because talk therapy is with your front part of your brain, your neurocortex, and um, where the trauma is being held is in the subcortical brain, which is about 2 to 3 inches down. That's your limbic system, your amygdala, your hippocampus. That's why EMDR, hypnosis, brain spotting really make a difference in terms of people healing because it actually gets to where it needs to be released. And as that worked for me, I wanted to be able to share that with others. And that is what started my journey.
I have so many questions, but we only have a few minutes, so to I'm going to try my best to ask you some questions that I think everyone wants to know. So, who do you help? Who is the person that comes to you and gets the most benefit?
Well, do you know how challenging it is to release childhood abuse, shame, guilt, feeling like a fraud? Well, that's the type of person that I help. Because what I find with my clients is many of them are still holding that belief of an old identity that they no longer need to have. They've got lives that are wonderful, but they don't see it to the extent that others do. And they're projecting outwardly that everything's fine, but inwardly they're still healing. And so what I do is I help women and men too um, to build unshakable confidence, to create their thriving careers and relationships that they love with authenticity, self compassion, and purpose. And we do this by being able to release what no longer serves and embrace who we authentically are.
Mhm.
And some of this embracing is also, okay, I'm now this person that's quite different from who I used to be. What are my goals? What are my values? What are the strategies? And that's where the coaching comes on in. I call it post traumatic growth. And it's a game plan, step by step, to get you where you want. But first, you've got to be able to recognize the skills that you have. We underestimate ourselves all the time. But when we can recognize all the skills we have and use them, we're made to be resilient, and my clients are.
You're very giving and you're very kind and approachable. How does one talk to you about whether they're right for you or you're right for them?
Well, they can schedule a consult with me. I'll
Ah,
do 30 minutes. We'll go over what their needs are, what they're looking for, what would be the best thing to do. I do offer both coaching and, in some cases, therapy. Um, there are reasons that coaching is often a better option. For one thing, there are more things that I'm allowed to do as a coach that I'm not allowed to do as a therapist. And if they've got a business, we do know that what affects you in your personal life also affects you in your business. So as we work with that with your business, it's a tax deduction for your business. It's not coming out of your own income, but the business's income. And you can utilize that in
that's
ways
good. It's really good. I'm going to tell my tax person that.
that my tax person told me.
That's great. Well, she's sitting right next to me. My tax person is my partner. So I'm not sure she knows that. So that's a really big tip. You should write an article about that.
You need to get a CPA to do it, so I'm not legally responsible.
That's true. Oh, that's great. Well, I love the fact that, like you said, you're kind you're approachable, and having the ability to have a consult with you to make sure it's a good fit is such a breath of fresh air. A lot of times when you go to a business or you hire somebody, you don't find out until after you spend a lot of money. Gee whiz, that didn't help me at all. you know? So to be able to talk to you ahead of time, that's great. And so where do they go in order to do this consult with you?
Well, the best number to reach me at is actually a text number. It's 346-489-3343. Um, they could call me, but oftentimes I'm in helping on trainings or with clients. But if they text me there, I'm more than able to schedule a time with them. The office number for Empowering to Thrive is 281-310 1528. They can also leave a message there. Um, one of the things that we are offering right now for those that um, would like to have some additional help is the Empowered Women Quick Wins Toolkit, which is 12 fast proven strategies to boost emotional regulation, self-confidence, and resilience. It's designed for high achieving women healing from trauma to burnout. And you can text me at 346-489-3343 with your name and email address, and I'll be happy to send that on out to you as well.
That's great.
So,
Thank you. Um, so let's talk a little bit about your interaction in referral business builders. So the people that are members here and the people that are going to watch this video, they're interested in what's in it for me. We all are. It's just human nature. And so one of the things I've noticed in the short time that you have been a member here is that you care about that. You care about what can I do for you? How can I help you? And to me, that's very important. So to me, you're one of the top members because I had noticed that right away, not just with me, but with others. So you have shared this information with others. You have invited other people into our community that you thought were a good fit. You've asked how you can help. You've written on the wall of love. You're perfect for this community. And so I just wanted to thank you for being here. And for those of you who are watching this, I need you to contact Sheryl. I need you to experience her myself with yourself. I need you to feel what I feel. I'm getting chills just thinking about it because that's what we need. We need community. We need to feel like we're being seen, we're being heard, and this is the place to do it. Sheryl, thank you so much for giving us a little part of you today.
you're welcome. And by the way, you really hit upon a major piece. We need community, we need connection. That is how we heal. It's through connection with safe people.
Yeah, thanks again, Sheryl, and we'll see you again very soon.
You will. Thank you so much.